Oh no, this was our trip to game trailers. That's what this is. So
Yeah.
uh, I don't know if you'll remember this either, but this obviously focused on me and Tom, but you were in it as well.
Mhm.
And we'll just, you tell me to stop whenever you're ready. So
Sure.
TJ, are you ready for your close up, buddy?
Give him a little cut.
This is the first time I ever had makeup put on me.
Yeah, me too, I think.
Yeah.
I remember asking, I was like, "So what is this?" "This is foundation." I'm like, "Okay, simple." Like, it's
It was I remember there being so much excitement, just like, oh my gosh. Like we went to this. Do you remember going to the big building, the game trailers building? It was actually the MTV building.
Yeah.
And it just felt so big and
Mhm.
encompassing. And I just felt like, whoa, we've made it. This is
Yeah.
it.
I mean, that whole trip, I think that was kind of the point of it. It was like, "Wow, we made it." Like, even if nothing happened after that, that was kinda like, wow, it's like people saw the videos. I mean, that was just enough, but, um, getting that type of treatment where I don't even know what it was about. I mean, it was just like we just kinda were in some of their, like, commercials and stuff, but, um, it was cool. It was fascinating.
It was uh Yeah, I mean, it was really interesting to kind of be a part of that because my thought was like, they have somebody who puts makeup on people. How much money does this place make? I was like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god. They had these like really beautiful studios in the front. You'd walk in and like Amanda McKay, this girl here, she's the interviewer and she's like obviously beautiful and smart and it's like so out of our league. It was really. Let's continue. What do you think of his eyebrows?
They're full. They have a lot of body.
A minute ago she said that they were longer than her bangs.
Let's check out those bangs.
They were longer. They were. Oh, there's some extra.
That's just my nose hair.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
No.
Just totally getting pampered here. Like,
Yeah.
you walk in and she's essentially like, "Yeah, you look like crap. But let me help you look better for the camera."
You guys all look like shit. Let's fix you up.
Right, right. You plebes, you just random jerks off the street. That's what it felt like. It felt like we were
Yeah, I
just
know. It's kinda like on one hand, I was like, "Well, this makes me feel kinda like a star, but wait a minute, do I need makeup? Do I look that bad?" Like, it's not like, I don't you don't know how to feel about it. It's one of those type of things.
very, very self-deprecating. You're like, oh, and I think there's actually a line in here. I think I asked her what. Let's keep watching. Let's see what she says. Hey, there's Amanda McKay. Come here.
Hi.
Can you come here?
She doesn't want to.
Come on. I look so young. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Come on on.
Hi.
Come on up.
Yeah.
Stand in between us.
Okay.
It won't be uncomfortable at all. Hey, so what's going on?
Not much. I'm here to interview you guys. I'm going to ask you all the deep questions. You're not supposed to ask me.
I thought that was so bizarre.
What was?
Like that she was asking us questions. It's like,
Oh,
why would you ask us questions? Well, who the hell are we? We're
yeah,
just
I
some
got you. I
I
know
was
what you
like,
mean, yeah.
like
Especially me, because I was trying to be the nerd. I wasn't even myself in that interview. It was like, let's be a character, and I never did the character before in any type of improvised setting, and it usually never works. I mean, that's kinda when I found that out too, where I was like, well, it's more like the nerd's more like a scripted character. It's not like a, Sacha Baron Cohen who, like, goes around in character and, like, he is that character, or who somebody we know very well, Nathan Barnett. Like,
yes.
he'll do these great characters, and doesn't break character and everything. Yeah, the nerd never really worked out that way, but it was fun trying it out.
So this was the interview that taught you that, like the nerd is a scripted character.
Yeah, I mean, there might have been some other occasions where, like, at a convention or something, I'd show up with the shirt or, some of the old, with the Iron Man of gaming and then the Screw Attack SGCs, you know?
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, sometimes I do that. It sometimes helps when you're playing a game, though. If you want me to play a game and get mad and curse, that's pretty easy.
Just put a game in front of you and just let the nerds slowly seep out over time.
Yeah. But future interviews, I was just like, I'll just be myself.
I I think that was actually legitimately very smart of you. The
Mm,
idea that some people can't separate the character and the
mm.
person, and I think that's something that you've actually done really well over the years. Is people know that James is a person and the nerd is a character, and I think that people legitimately appreciate that about you. You know, the fact that you can be those two things.
Oh, well, thanks.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So we're supposed to ask you the deep questions?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I don't know. I'm trying
Do
to
you have a boyfriend?
Yes, I do.
That is a good question. Craig, you're out of luck now, man. What are you going to do?
What do you think when you see that young face?
Oh, just reminds me of that time. Yeah, I don't know. It just,
Simpler times, I would imagine, right? Oh
yeah, I
my
would say
gosh,
so.
it's crazy. What was he before? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, what was he prior to you working on him?
1 to 10, you got to have like a name, like
Probably
a.
like a
On a scale of
6.2.
6.2. So
When
what
you're
is he
done,
after?
yeah, what am I, when you're done, what am I
10.
going to be? I'm going to be a 10 when she's done. 10.
9.8 if you don't upkeep doing this.
It's a damn shame. Not all of us can be on camera.
That's going in there.
Lord, all right.
You guys would ask the funny questions.
Well, we'd ask the questions, but you know, really, like they were most excited to see the nerd. They, you know, that I think that I remember leaving there being like, because I remember what was his name? Brad Winters. He was the guy who ran game trailers. You remember Brad?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I remember him being like, I remember having that conversation about is your interview is it going to be as James or is it going to be as the nerd? And I remember
Yeah,
like I remember your trepidation about that. And you're like, I
yeah,
don't know, you know. Man, I guarantee that that is just lost forever, that interview. And I guarantee people would love to see that, man. The first time like the nerd had his like coming out party at game trailers. It was fun, man. Fun
yeah. You know
times.
what I'd like to see again that I don't think exists is all the because I would work with Brad and Shane and all those guys for Spike TV also, and
Mhm.
with Spike TV they'd send me to Comic Con a lot, and we would do these little videos of just going around the floor and just trying to see stuff. And as far as I know, that stuff was just on the Spike TV website, and then uh, you don't think about it at the time, but later, like all that stuff is just gone, and now it's like, wow, those would be some good memories.
Just
So I don't know,
just
maybe they're out there still. I don't know.
just washed over by the internet, just slowly over time, just washed over and just all deleted. It's got to
Yeah.
be somewhere on a hard drive or a tape or something, you know. But
Mhm.
who knows? It's like the Lost Ark. It's just out in this big this big warehouse space of
Yeah,
just
yeah,
footage from Spike TV. Remember Spike
yeah,
TV?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Ridiculous. All right.
So you
So I
have
got
footage of the bowling alley?
I do. I
Oh,
do. So what first off, what do you okay, you said this is the
yeah,
first time we did a community meetup, and it was. Um,
yeah.
what do you like vividly remember about this?
Well, I remember it was last minute. We just decided, like I think you put a call out on the site, I think on the Screw Attack site. And I put a call out just to some friends in the area. I have a lot of LA friends, and I just told them all to meet here. So it was like a mix of fans and like old friends that I hadn't seen in a long time. I remember my old friend Mark and Kevin Finn was there.
Mhm.
Um, and I remember Jonathan Gameju was on top of the air hockey table, just sitting on it with his guitar, just playing songs, and he would just take requests. And he seemed to remember almost anything you requested of his. Um, and it was in the little arcade off to the side. And I remember we had like three things going at once. Like we had a bowling game going on where I would just throw the ball and not even look at it at if it hit anything. And I'd walk over here and grab a drink from the bar and then go over here and start talking with some fans and then go to the arcade. And it was just this rotation. and I had the shirt on the whole night. I think I was wearing the nerd shirt, and yeah, that's how I remembered it. It was just kind of like just a big party.
Yeah, it only I think it only lasted like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, something. And I remember us deciding to do this, and we were hanging out with Brandon from Game Trailers, and he's like, "Well, how about we go and get together?" And we're like, "Yeah, we'll do something, with the community." And I remember having to go find a computer to update the website. Nowadays, you just like post something on Twitter or
Mhm.
social media, but
Mhm.
I had to go find a computer and like log in and find an internet signal to make a post about it. And yeah, like people actually showed up, and it was like, what? What? That's insane. Um,
You remember the first guy? You actually witnessed the first guy recognize me. It was before that at the after getting off the plane, we went to an In-N-Out burger, I think, and the
yes,
guy came up to me and he's like, "I love your videos, man." And like, and I was like, "Really? Oh my God."
yes. There's that In-N-Out burger right next to LAX, and I think that's where we stopped. We
Yeah.
stopped there, and this guy was just like, "Hey, man," and all of a sudden, it just
Yeah, kinda
became
like a punk rocker thing going on a little bit, had a little of a punk rock style, he had a lot of, black leather and, um, yeah, this guy was just all in, he's like, "I fucking love your videos, they're great," and I'm like, "Holy shit."
Isn't it amazing that you remember that first fan like so distinctly?
Yeah, and I remember after he left and I was kinda thought about, like, did that happen? I looked at you and you were just like, "Yeah, that happened."
It's crazy, man. It's like,
Yeah.
where's the weirdest place that you've been recognized?
Weirdest place that I've been recognized? Boy, I bet I have a good answer, but, nothing's coming to mind.
I'll tell
Let
you
me
mine before so it'll give you a chance to
Yeah.
think.
Mhm.
I was walking in a Walgreens, like just like a drugstore, and I was going down the aisle, like getting some medicine for my kid.
Mhm.
And this guy's like, "Hey man, are you Craig?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Cool. I love your videos." And I was like, "Thanks." And he's like, "We'll see you later." It was very Dumb and Dumber, like big gulps, huh? Where he's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
cool. Well, see you later." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh, cool.
Do you
Yeah.
do you recall any insane places that somebody just recognized you out of the blue?
Um, can't think of anything insane, but usually, I'll get recognized at at a theme park or at at a store or, yeah, that's
Is it ever jarring for you when somebody walks up and like they ask you for your autograph or a picture or whatever?
Oh, sometimes if you're not really expecting it, then you it might be a little jarring, but it's never bad. It's always, yeah, it's the perfect level of famous. It's not like, hard to go out in public. I never get, like, a ton of people coming up at once. So it's always, very moderate and very comfortable. So yeah, it's always great.
Do you um you said that like the perfect level of fame, right? Do you consider yourself like famous at all?
Not really. I mean, I don't. Some people remind me of that, but it's not something I really think about. Yeah, it is kind of a weird term. It's like fame because at first it was like, well, okay, I'm famous on the internet though. It's on the internet. It's not like
Like a little asterisk in the corner.
yeah,
I'm famous.
yeah, but
Right.
now it's like the internet's it's the same thing. It's yeah, the internet is probably bigger than television. I would take it at this point.
Drastically.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Well, so let's check out this bowling thing.
Okay.
I'm excited to show this to you. Okay,
Mm.
here we go. Winner gets nachos. Like that. That's what the like. That's we're playing some serious high stakes.
Yeah,
Like
that's right.
$4 nachos from the concession stand.
Yeah. This
Oh
place
my
is
god.
closed now, by the way.
Yeah, like people don't know this. We actually we talked about this for like 2 years, like in the middle, like probably towards the end of like 2020. We both, I don't know, maybe we started we were texting each other and we were talking about the idea of like doing an event like this, like at this bowling alley.
Mhm.
And we talked about this for a while, but then we found out it was closed. this
Yeah,
place
yeah.
got closed by the pandemic, unfortunately. So let's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, let's see how I do. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, gutter ball. Yep. There it is. Oh, look at him go.
What's that?
Oh, I was like, look at him go.
Yeah, just going hard. I love it.
Yeah.
After the dance, look at that strike. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're number one.
Yeah, that's right.
The G1s are done tonight.
Yeah.
I think I threw it in the other lane or something,
Yeah, I threw many like that too that night.
I'm so stinking dumb.
2 gutter balls in a row. That was terrible.
Is this not like the most 2007 video you've ever seen? Just from like a production standpoint, it's all like shaky all over the place, and
Yeah. Uh-huh.
it feels
That was
very
when
much like a product of its time.
Yeah, it was when your camera and your phone weren't the same thing.
Right, right. I mean, I very much remember walking in with you'd run out of tape. We only have 30 minutes of tape left, and you'd be, walking around. Like, this is so home movie now when you look at this. And I think that's one of the things that I look back on, especially around that time. Like, as I get older and my kids get older, and I tell them about, these adventures that I went on with my friends, and like I can actually show them, which is like
Mhm.
really, really cool. And I'm pretty grateful for that. Just
Yeah.
it's neat, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool just seeing this again. I don't think I've seen any of this footage. Like, I might not have ever seen it actually. I might not never have seen this footage, to tell you the truth.
Just perfect,
Yeah.
because I love it. Is it jarring any memories for you?
Um, I guess the memories are all already there. So just seeing it is just like, it's supplement. It's like an added, like confirmation and stuff, like.
Right, right. That's excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Drinking a beer, going up
Yeah,
there.
there you go. Right.
So dumb. Like no lights on anybody, no production at all. I mean, ugh.
Yeah.
I remember when we got a light for our camera, that was like a really big deal. I was like, whoa, we can light people. And
Yeah. And the iPhones tend to, pick up light a lot better too. And then it seems like every time they release a new one, it's always like, there's some new feature, like, now you can make the background out of focus and um, do all kinds of cool stuff.
and here we are just with our little shit camcorder making internet videos in 2007.
Yeah.
All right, we got some nachos.
That was fun.
When you hear the Screw Attack intro and outro, does that do anything for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like, oh yep, there it is. That was at the beginning and end of every video.
Hey, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Would greatly appreciate that, so you can find more clips on the channel. And of course, come join us live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time for our live Side Scrollers podcast. We would love to see you there.